Hello and welcome to the year-end edition of Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
Mr. Farmer, how are you?
It's a beautiful day outside,
Yes,
a little cold, but you know what? We're going to look back at this year. It's an unusual year,
Right.
really odd year. We couldn't travel or do shows with that many people
Right.
because of the pandemic. And our hearts go out to those who suffered losses during this difficult period.
Right.
Let's travel back to this spring, though. Let's travel back to bright, sunshiny days. Most people are out looking at their lawns and spraying their dandelions.
That's right.
We don't spray our dandelions, we eat our dandelions.
That's right. They're delish.
Now this was very popular. We did this as an afterthought because
Yeah.
so many people do it. We didn't think that many people would follow up, but they did. So this spring, when you look out the window and you see dandelions in the grass,
That's right.
and you see red buds in the tree, not only does it mean the crop you're biting, it means
Time to make jelly.
time to make jelly. Watch this and don't forget, spring's right around the corner. All right, if you look in my yard, I don't mind dandelions. We don't spray. We have bees,
Right.
little kids running around. I don't know what's in this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to claim to know, but if it kills a flower, that's all I'm
Right.
going to say.
Right.
But as you look down, as you really get a good look, you'll see that if it wasn't for weeds, I wouldn't have a green yard.
That's right. Wouldn't have great.
Now I'm going to mow this tomorrow, and when you see it from a distance, it's going to look beautiful.
Oh yeah.
But look what we have. Just looking right here, I can see henbit, I can see wood sorrel, I can see dandelions, I can see broadleaf, just right within 50 yards. The amazing stuff you can eat. Today, most people do this, they pick a quart.
Right.
We're gonna do 1 cup because we only have so many jars.
Right.
Because we made a lot of this already.
Right.
So we're gonna make dandelion jelly, and it's absolutely delicious. It tastes like honey, doesn't it?
It does. It's really good.
Now let's pick. Another thing, our bees are working out here. They like the dandelions too. That's one reason I don't spray. I want them to take that up to their hive so we can have some honey later. All right, here's our end goal.
What a great idea. I didn't know you could do this.
Now dandelions are good for health food. They have
Yeah.
so many vitamins. This is not necessarily health food, but this
Right.
is delicious, and this is our
Full of
treat.
sugar, that's
This is
right.
our treat from the yard. So this is a cup. Most people do a quart, but we're about out of jars. So go ahead and tell us the ingredients, Mrs.
All
Farmer,
right.
as you snip away the green.
What we're going to do is they just want the yellow. And I'm trying not to get, I might get a little green in there, but I want to try to get a cup of these. And this is going to make us 4 of those little jars of jelly, exactly. So we're going to take these, and once I get these all cut, 1 cup, we're going to put them in 2 cups of water, get that to boil for 2.5 minutes, and then we're going to add some more ingredients.
Makes it really good.
This is simple. This whole process maybe takes 10 minutes, if that. It's
I remember
real
as a
quick.
kid eating this and thinking, man, it tastes kind of like honey. And it really
Really?
does. It has just an interesting taste to it.
It does taste like honey.
You know, not too long ago, somebody woke me up a little bit. They got on our page and said, hey, you know, not all of us were raised cooking.
Right.
You know, show some stuff like mashed potatoes. I never really thought of that. If you're just starting out, some of these things, some of these sides that we do,
It's
we're going
true.
to be a little more explicit. Now, for you folks out there who do this every day, be patient with the folks who haven't quite started yet. Some people in their 50s and 60s are just starting cooking. So I'm going to go over a sauerkraut recipe again. I took that for granted, but here's what it is. Over a quart, a little over a quart of sauerkraut. I took a sweet Vidalia onion, cut it into rings, put some black pepper in there, and I put 2 beers in there. Now over time that will cook down and cook down. Then put just some caraway seed in there. Next thing you know, you got something wonderful. If you do like a little bit of sweet, you can put some sugar in there. That kind of gets a little bit of the tang out. But it's so simple and so good, especially with ribs and things like that.
It is delicious.
All right, Mrs. Farmer. So I've got you some boiling water here. I
Right.
got 1 cup of mostly yellow flower parts.
You definitely need a good pair of scissors. You saw how long that took me, but it was worth it. And Tracy got us these. These are wonderful.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah. And I got 2 cups of water here, and I have 1 cup of the dandelions.
And so we're going to boil that
That's right.
for how long? 3 minutes?
Yeah, once it boils, we're going to let it boil for 3 minutes.
Okay, so out of the 2 cups of water, what you pour off and what we use is the 3/4 of
Right.
a cup.
We just want 3/4 cup of that.
Right. And then at that point, we come back with some sugar, some lemon, some pectin,
That's right.
and some drops of vanilla if you want that in
Right.
there.
And we're going to boil it again, and we'll have us some jelly.
That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to strain these.
Right, and this is gone for 3 minutes of boiling.
All right.
And we're going to strain it. We're going to kind of squeeze it too. All we need is 3/4 of a cup of this. See how it colored the water there for us?
That's where we get our golden color.
That's right.
All right, Mrs. Farmer, next step.
Ready? All right, we got a lot of juice here, but all we need now is 3/4 of a cup. So I'm gonna measure us 3/4 of a cup. Look at that pretty color. Pour that in the pot for us. And now I'm gonna take the pectin, and we're gonna take 3 teaspoons of this. Batch 1, 2, 3.
Now you got a short window for dandelions. You know,
That's right.
before they blow away in the wind.
I'm thinking just a couple drops.
A couple drops vanilla.
Yeah, a couple drops
Boom,
vanilla. Perfect. And we want about a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit in here.
A lot of people have had this as a kid. It's right outside your door. It's easy to get. It's fun. The kids, grandkids would love this.
Oh yeah.
They're in Michigan now, but wish they were down here.
Well, we're ready.
Boil.
Let's get it to a boil. All right, now we brought the stuff to a boil.
Okay.
And now we are gonna go ahead and add our 1.5 cups of sugar.
All right.
And this has to go for 3 minutes. And then we've got us some jelly.
And every time one of those little bubbles comes up, a calorie bounces out.
Really? Okay,
So by
perfect.
the time you get done with this, all those bubbles,
Oh.
it'll be like backwards in calories, like minus 2,500 calories per
So
bite.
I can eat it with a spoon like I was earlier?
Exactly. You want this not to bubble up too much, but about like that. That's
Yeah, it's
all the bubbles
perfect.
you want. Then back off just a little bit. And we are done.
We're there.
It's 3 minutes.
And this will make exactly 4 of these little jars so we can share with our friends.
And stuff like this, if you had a little care package, maybe you had some sausage that you made
Oh yeah.
around Christmas time,
Wouldn't it be cute in
some
that?
dandelion jelly. This, I hate to say it, but this is not going to last till Christmas.
No, it's not.
Our dandelion jelly lasts about a jar a day.
Mm-hmm.
These are going to go directly into the refrigerator. We're not going to have any shelf life on here
No, we won't.
because we're going to eat them. And boom, they're going to seal. And we got something special.
Ta-da!
Now we suffered a loss this year. We lost our precious Moses.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, we replaced him with this guy over the shoulder.
He's
who's
huge.
looking at Boo Boo.
That's right.
He's looking at Boo Boo Kitty, and he's very upset
He
because
doesn't like
he
that
doesn't
cat.
like cats.
That's right.
He's guarding the flock
That's
as
right.
we speak.
That's right.
Now, he's not Moses, but he's a wonderful, wonderful pup.
He is a wonderful dog.
He's got the same mannerisms. He's sweet, he's
Yes.
gentle, except he does not like cats. So let's take a look back and see how fluffy he was
Aw, he
when
was
we got
precious.
little shy Mojo. All right, here's part of the whole process we saw last. Oh, he loves Maggie. This is part of the whole process we saw last time. Everybody has to get used to each other. This is who he's going to be raised with. This is who he's going to protect. And he's liable to get head-butted. He's liable to get stomped at by some of the older females. But this is all part of the process. He gets used to everybody, they get used to him. That's why, in this type of situation, a few people have said, well, can't you do a rescue dog? Rescue dogs are great for pets, for certain things, but if they've not been raised with these animals, and that's very important, they'd be raised, that's their training, and grow up with them, and therefore bond with them and become their protector. There's the stomp. What are we doing, budgie? You getting used to everybody? You getting used to everybody? See, here's where it can get rough. She's protecting.
She is protecting that
yeah.
baby. He puts his little head in you.
Look what we've got.
Aww.
Now we miss our Moses, And just to clear a few things up, Moses didn't die of old age. He had a bowel obstruction and he died during surgery. So that was rough.
Yeah.
So anytime you get a pet, you understand that they're not going to be with us forever.
Right.
But boy, I tell you what, look at that little face.
How sweet.
Look at that little face. Maggie absolutely loves him. The sheep, you know, they're going to stomp a little bit and they're going to carry on, but it's very important for him to be welcomed into the flock per se, because he will be huge someday and he will be our guardian.
Look how precious.
He is precious. So far so good. The really interesting thing about this whole thing is this little dog came from the same farm in Western Kentucky, Four Harper Farm, and he looks so much like Moses. This little pink spot on his nose right here, Moses had the exact same thing. So we're driving back, we're thinking about names,
Right.
and Kelly says, well, how about Moses Jr. or Mojo? I'm like,
You liked it instantly.
now, when I was a kid, all the old timers, not all the old timers, but some of the guys that I knew that had bird dogs and squirrel dogs and so on and so forth, they would have, one fellow I knew, Dexter Wilburn, he would have Jake
Okay.
and Julie. And when he lost a dog, he'd have Jake
Julie.
and Julie. So I see no harm. He's going to have his own personality,
Yeah.
but I see no harm in carrying on the same name. Same farm, same deal.
It's a little different, Mojo.
He's a little different, and he might have a whole different personality. It's so
Yeah.
interesting to watch him. But we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You're going to see him raised up with everybody around here. So that's Mojo.
Mojo. I like
Moses. He's going to be called a lot of things. You know, Ms. Farmer, a lot of people ask us, how big's your farm? What's it look like?
Yeah.
So we decided to do a tour of the farm. So, you want to take a tour of the farm?
Let's take a tour.
Let's take a tour. You can see, take a peek at the bees here. When you see them outside like that, you know what they're doing, Nikki?
What are they doing?
They got their little wings going. They're cooling everything down.
Okay.
They're very busy this time of year, very happy. That's a happy hive.
So that's a good hive.
That's a good hive. People have different philosophies, how often they should break in. I'm kind of letting these guys go.
Okay.
And at some point we'll get honey, but I haven't cracked that hive for a long time and they seem to be very happy.
Yes, they do.
Happy bees.
And they don't mind us, do they?
They don't. Let's go to the cabin. You know, we've done a lot of shows up here
We have.
at the old cabin that the boar bees are trying to take it away. But you know, we've had a lot of fun up here. This fall, when it cools down, it's kind of tough to shoot up here indoors because
Yeah.
there's no air conditioning.
Right.
So this fall, we're gonna have to do some more shows up here.
And the kids are coming. They love to hang out
Kids
at
are
the
coming.
cabin. The
They love
grandkids.
cabin. They love the loft.
Yes, they do.
All right, let's go to see the babies. Now you've seen us do shows down here. This is our patio area.
Everybody knows we've arrived.
We like to entertain and we like to cook, and they
They know we're here.
they know we're here because Mama likes to feed them. You like to spoil them,
I
don't
do
you?
spoil them. They're spoiled.
But this is our little area where we like to cook and entertain. Now let's go see our babies. He is going to be humongous.
Look at those paws.
And this guy right here, he is going to be our breeding ram. Now, these are hair sheep. What's that mean? That means their hair comes off. We do not use them for wool and shed their hair. That's why they look so ragged right now. Now Mavis has already lost hers, so she looks pretty good. She looks rough, but Milkweed's shaping up pretty good. And I guess the last thing we got to show is Maybelle and Holly.
Holly girl, I got treats.
You got treats.
I got treats
absolutely love them. They've
Yes,
already
they do.
had some. They're so spoiled.
They are spoiled.
You know what? It is hot out here, so let's go
it is.
inside and start our recipe. We got some good stuff tonight.
All right.
But a lot of people say they like to see the animals, they like to see the
Yeah.
farm, so we took you on a little tour. Now let's go. I got something good for you.
I got a snack for you.
Oh, thank you very much. No thanks. We always love it when we have our little visitors.
Yes, we do.
The grandkids. Not too long ago they came down, they helped us make something, and they'd never tried a certain Southern classic.
That's right.
And we decided to let them try it. I'm not sure what they thought about it, but they did at least try it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Those are looking pretty good back there.
What do you think, Taryn?
I think they're looking pretty good.
It's been 18 minutes. All right, that being said, I have got me some hot grease going here, and Kelly's got me some fried green tomatoes, which I'm gonna start to cut here on my mandolin.
Those are good looking tomatoes.
Aren't they though? That makes life easy for you, as long as you don't get your finger in the way, which you don't want to do. Now look what we've got. We got perfect sliced tomatoes. What do we want to do for the perfect fried green tomato? Now, there's so many things that you could use. I had a buddy do this one time. It was absolutely wonderful. It's the same thing. It's like
flour.
we'd be doing chicken parm or
Yeah.
anything. Dry to wet.
What's your wet?
A wet is eggs and just a little bit of heavy cream. This is Italian flavored panko.
Yeah.
Now it gives a really interesting flavor and texture. You can use cornmeal, you can use flour, but we're gonna do it this way because Grandma Nikki likes them that
I
way.
love them like this. Now these kids may have never had fried green tomatoes because they're from Michigan. They don't make them up there like this. You want to try them? They sound good? Fried green tomato. They sound good?
Expand our repertoire.
Yes.
Are they
This is
still
stuff-
juicy inside when they're fried?
You'll taste them in a minute.
They are, it's hard to explain. You just have to try one. They're delicious. They're absolutely wonderful. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Now we have candies. We
Yes,
canned
we
them
have.
up at the cabin.
Those turned out wonderful.
I'll show you just a little bit of that. You can green tomatoes to fry later. Now see, that's already flavored. It's got just a little bit of Italian flavor on them.
How do you know when they're completely cooked?
They have golden brown. Once the other side gets good and brown, I'll turn them back over.
Those look good.
And they'll be nice and crusty. Oh, they're beautiful. Things have come out perfect here, time-wise. My fried green tomatoes are done. Now I made me a little bit of dip. I've done this before on the show. This is a little bit different. You see recurring things here. You can change something up a little bit for this particular recipe. So we took Thousand Island dressing, some mayonnaise, and some smoked paprika. Talk about beautiful dip for that. And let's see you pull those out of the oven, Grandma, if you will. Let's let those cool, and then we'll try them both. Anybody else want hot sauce?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, I want to see you try the fried green tomato. Dip it in a little bit of your sauce.
Taryn's
Her
going
first time ever.
What do you think?
That's good.
That was a
Oh,
delayed
duh.
reaction. So I already know if Sammy likes it. Sammy's already. Go ahead, dig in, Sammy. You need all you want. You got a crunch.
Oh, wow.
Good, Papa.
I'm telling you what, this is really
is good.
something. All finger foods here.
Yes.
Now, muffin, I guess doesn't mean it has to have flour in it.
Yeah. What delicious. Oh, wow. Oh, that's
Yum,
good.
yum.
Cheese
So tell you what we'll do. We will eat this stuff. We'll clean up. Y'all want a nap?
I do.
I do.
We gotta take a nap. Let's take a nap. Let's not like take a long nap, like a 20-minute couch nap.
Okay.
We'll take a nap, and then by
And
that
we'll
time,
put it in the fridge.
we'll put that in the fridge. By that time, we'll probably be hungry again.
Yeah, and we'll eat
All right,
again.
let's take a nap.
That's good.
You know, one of our favorite things to do is when we go out to eat and we find a recipe we really like, we try to come home and sort of recreate it.
You're good at that.
So we went out and we had some ribs that were outstanding at a place in Lexington,
Yeah.
right downtown. To me, they have the best ribs in the world.
They
They're
do.
a little short and they have jalapenos on the side and they're
Delicious.
sweet and they're hot. And I came home and tried to make them. I got pretty daggone
You
close.
did good.
So here's a wonderful rib recipe that I think you're really going to enjoy. Now, I just flew by the seat of my pants here, but we kind of knew what we wanted size-wise.
You did
And
good.
oh
You did
man,
good.
they're good. So here's some easy 4-hour ribs. How about a quick and easy rib recipe? I mean, quick and easy. Nikki, what'd you
They're
think
delicious.
about these?
These are delicious.
You know, we were struggling the other day. We had a lot to do, and I wanted to just pop something in a crock pot. We wanted ribs, and we're cleaning the freezer out. And so I thought, you know what? I bet you if we put these on a slow cooker, that fat will just run right off in that pot. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to make a sweet and spicy rib. But we're going to dump these in. Ms. Farmer, if you want to go ahead and do that, let's
Okay.
just dump them in the crock pot, which is already going. So now I'm going to take my favorite dry rub.
That you made. This is delish.
This is. Now, I'm not going to tell you my whole secret, but the thing is, just remember this. I'm heavy on the brown sugar, and I'm heavy on the minced onions. But I like a sweet heat, and that's what these are going to be. Now, Ms. Farmer, if you turn those over a little bit. I'm very liberally applying this in here.
And this is all you did. These are delicious.
This is it. This is the first part.
Well, the first
There's-
part,
There's
yeah.
the second part. That's going to get us started. That's on high. Those are going to have to go 4 hours.
Okay.
That fat has all rendered
Wow.
down in there, and they've been cooking in there.
Oh, they smell so good.
And we've already have dry rub on, so we already have a seasoning going here.
And you're going to make them even better, aren't you?
So what I'm going to do, want that, Ms. Farmer?
I do. Just make sure it's good.
So now, you want it to fall off the bone, but you want it just a little bit firm. Look at that, it's perfect.
That was good already. You didn't even do anything to it yet.
So what I'm going to do, as you can see, these are exactly where I want them. That's exactly how I want them. I've got the oven in the house. You could do this on the grill, but I really like putting them right up to the broiler and watching them in the oven and watch that sugar start to caramelize.
Make them even yummier.
But what we're going to do is to that, we're going to add some heat. Know what you think of?
Yeah.
You want to pour that on there? So I
Want
can
it in
see?
here? Yeah.
And that was probably a teaspoon and a half of red pepper flakes. We want those evenly spread out through there. And we're going to add a little bit of that black pepper flavor too, just that nice. Oh. Now what I'm going to do is just evenly spread this. And yes, this is a well-used cookie sheet. It is
yeah.
not perfect, but again, we're on a farm. So I have taken a cup of my All-American
Favorite barbecue.
sauce. This is my recipe. It's so easy.
Oh, this is so good.
You know, that's the fun thing. You can make your own barbecue sauce. You can make your own dry rubs. And you can really tailor them to how you want them. How hot you want them, how
Oh, yeah.
sweet you want them. Now I really want to slather these on. And again, I'm just going to finish these off in the oven. You could do it on a grill.
But you're going to broil them, right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to put it on about 375.
Okay.
Where you can kind of watch it get nice and
All right.
warm. You can watch it start to bubble, and you can see that sugar caramelizing, and you know you've got to get something special. And for an added touch, our sesame seeds that we're going to put on there are going to toast right on top of them. You see where we're going this
Oh,
morning?
yes, I do. Just makes them look better.
Mm-hmm.
And taste
And
better.
it tastes better when those toast up on there. All right, let's take those to the oven. So, Mrs. Farmer, 2020 is about out of here, and
It
it
is.
can take and pack its bags and go.
That's right.
2021 is going to be much better, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Well, that being said, we wish you a happy new year, and it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats.
We'll see you next week on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
To order a cookbook, email timfarmerck@gmail.com.